Mongoose Jake here again, and what I'm going to showcase this time is what was my very first battle in the freebie tank, the T-34S. And that should give away the fact that this replay is a few months old, because this was the very first battle I ever played in it. And if you check my service record, I have played it since, but this very first battle I played in it turned out to be my ace tanker. And kind of as a treat, I got to be top tier in a 5-10 matchmaking battle on Ruinberg, and there's not a ton of artillery, so it's kind of a very good scenario to start out in. Now I spot the enemy Lukes, which what I'm running on this tank is you see if you look at the ammo icons, you see that both the standard and premium ammos are APCR. I have 51 AP, 20 APCR, and then a few HE shells. The equipment I'm running is a gun rammer, vents, and you can see the binoculars mounted on there. That was just simply a bit of equipment I had sitting around in the depot, so I just tossed it on. So I didn't know exactly how much I'd like this tank, so I didn't bother to spend the credits to mount up optics. And I'm running the crew off of my regular T-34 from of course that's the Russian Tier 5 medium in the tech tree. But I hadn't set up the tank quite exactly ideally. After I've played this, I figure you could probably drop the vents and give up the little bit of view range and DPM that it gives you, and possibly run a gun laying drive, because as you'll see throughout the whole replay, the gun does act very clumsy. That's the best way to describe it. But it definitely doesn't have the quick snapshotting ability of the 57mm gun off of the regular T-34. But that would be up for debate. Vents or gun laying drive, because gun laying drives only work when you're sitting perfectly still, and you can see the aim time is just not good. But back to the battle. As you can see, my team basically piled into the field, and we had one guy in a Matilda who was bragging on how much he loved his tank, but he was basically a speed bump to the enemy team, who deployed more balanced. They had a heavy amount of people in the city with a few in the field, and our team has wiped out their field because of how heavily biased our team set up. But unfortunately, that left the city basically wide open with only a couple of Tier 4s in there to help slow down the tide, and neither the Matilda nor the SAV, Swedish Tank Destroyer, that's back there, neither one of them was going to hold up to the OI experimental or anything else that was coming. So I'm well aware that our base is going to be definitely being pushed here in the very near future. So you see, I'm already abandoning the field to get back. Now we have a solid lead at 7-2, but as you're going to quickly see, that evaporates very fast. Our southern group should just push straight through, not stop, and get into their base and past it. That way they could circle around to put pressure on the people who are in the city. But they don't do that. They hesitate. They kind of squander their advantage, and you're going to see that it comes down to basically just a couple of us. And here comes their OI. I hadn't fired any premium yet, but I'm going to have to switch to it for him. And then I will actually be able to get some more damage on him, because I need to work that tank down as much as I can before he gets close. And now they're starting to push through, but at this point I just need to stay concealed so I can preserve my health while trying to take down some of their hit points, as well as maybe take out one or two of them before they get close to the base. Our little SAV's still alive over there in the northwest corner, but he finally goes down, and now it's just me and the artillery right here. And I'm going to stay in these bushes that are around this base. This is not something that most people will do, is they won't realize that you have good cover, at least soft cover, all around the base here on Ruinberg. The north base, that is. Because there's 2 rows of bushes. You know, these are like ornamental bushes. As you can see, there's a whole pattern of them. But if you're in one side, especially if the tank's short like that little Panzer 38, you can be behind one row of bushes firing across the base, and many short tanks won't be able to spot you over the top of these bushes, just as he wasn't able to there. Because my crew, as you've seen earlier, it does have 6th sense. I am well aware of when I get spotted, and they're not able to detect me through these. Now, a taller tank or a higher tier tank probably would be able to, but not the smaller tanks here. Now, I'm starting to get concerned with the fact that I've seen both the OI and the Panzer 38 go southbound on that middle road. They may be coming out, and you see me aiming down this road here. They may be coming out that way. So I'll have the Skoda here directly in front of me, and possibly to the south of me I might have the OI or the Panzer or both. As you see, we had a 7-2 lead at one point, but now we're down 8-9. So I make the decision I need to push forward, get into the city, and try to take out that Skoda. That will at least free up that corner so I don't have a threat there. Now, this tank isn't quite as agile as the normal T-34 because it has the extra armor plating all over it, but it's a fair trade-off overall. Now, I was hoping that OI would be a little further south and not able to spot me, because that gave the Skoda, he's already bailing out, gave him enough warning to get out of there. Now, I act like I'm going to chase him, but I stop. And then I act like I'm going to keep coming again. So I'm hoping to bait him around and get him isolated. So I'm not going to push anywhere near where the OI experimental can land a hit on me. But I'm hoping that right here I might be able to catch the Skoda. And he hasn't fallen for it. And I'm looking there, the OI's actually moved. So I honestly, at this point, don't know where either of them are. So I cut here into the middle, because I don't know if the Skoda double back and it's coming around behind me, or if he's going to be sitting here on the corner waiting on me. So I just peek a little bit. He's not there. My 6th sense didn't go off. So I motor on to get towards my base, and then he pops up. So he had partially chased after me. I just kind of fling a shell in his direction to try to keep him ducked behind cover. Because a lot of people will, if you fire a shot at them, whether it has any chance to hit them or not, a lot of people will stay behind cover if they hear or see a shot land near them. Now it's just down to me and the artillery. So I go out into the field, at least to reposition, get out to the middle, see if I can't spot anything, because we've got the Panzer who was last seen on the central road. Then, of course, the OI and the Skoda were both to the north. And haven't had eyes on the enemy T-34S in a long time. So instead of going southbound, I decided I'm going to loop all the way around the edge of the map here, because I need to try to get eyes on and find out who's on the base, whether it's the OI or whether it's the Skoda, or possibly even the Panzer 38. And that's what I need to do. I need to see who's on there, because at least it eliminates one unknown. Now, I'm taking a little risk by not going and hugging the edge of the map, but I'm wanting to get eyes on the base as fast as I can, because I know I can duck in cover if I get spotted. But I don't get spotted while actually being able to see the Skoda. And I take him out. The Panzer is making a break for artillery, and right now I'm trying to land a hit on him because he is a one-shot. And all of a sudden I'm taking hits from the enemy T-34S who is firing premium, so I switched to mine, thinking, okay, I'll even the score, but I don't need it for the Panzer 38. And now I do go back to my premium because now I've taken 2 hits and I need to make every shot count. Now in reality, the T-34S doesn't have the need, it doesn't have the massive armor, it doesn't need to be hit with premium, but at this point I can't risk anything. Now I'm working him down to at least almost on equal terms with me. I need to really get one more hit in him if I can. That's what I'm trying to do right here, and I do manage that. Now I probably have a slight hit point advantage. Meaning if it comes down to a trade between me and him, I can probably win that. And then the OI will still be a problem. But if they don't play this right, I might be able to separate them. What they should do is come at me timed exactly together. The OI can push up with the T-34S flanking just off to the side, and they can push around and pinch me. Now they do it backwards, and that's the problem, because this gives me the chance to focus on the T-34S. I can kill him, and then I'm trying to duck down below, but I don't get quite low enough quick enough. And the OI was able to hit me. And that's where the extra armor on the T-34S probably saved me there, because he hit the bit of spaced armor that it has on it. A regular T-34 probably would have been finished off there. I say probably because, you know, with HE, it's very unreliable, to say the least. It might be a full penetration for maximum damage, or it might be considered a glancing hit for partial damage. But against HE is basically the one advantage that the T-34S has. It does reduce HE damage. But at this point, I'm trying just to break contact. And I'm thinking right now at this point that I might turn left and go and circle around and try to spot him. But then it dawns on me right here as I pass up that chance, I might actually be able to capture, because he was last seen still reversing away. So he's putting more distance, not only between my base, but also between coming back to reset if I hop on quick enough. And only time would tell, but to be honest, to cut it short, he could have made it back if he came straight away as soon as he seen the siren. But to save you the trouble, he doesn't. He actually gets on my base and sits there. Doesn't make any attempt whatsoever to come back. So as soon as I know that, by this point, it's a win. He doesn't have enough time because the tank's too slow, and I'm just going to be able to cap it out and finish out with a win in my first game ever that I played in the tank. As you can see right there, I do actually get the invader. And my very first game in the tank turns out to be an ace and a high caliber, as I'll show you here in the results. And that's about as good as it gets. I hope you enjoyed the game. Again, this is Mongoose Jake with my very first game that I ever played in the T-34 Shielded. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.